I also try to be personable with my customers, remember things that about them, like whether it be in their life, things that they tell me about, just to like not to make it so much as just a transaction for money. I want them to feel like they have value.
Welcome back to another episode of Intrepidus Podcast with your hosts Anthony and Dan. Today's episode number 34 with Joe Lisi of Gold's Detailing. Welcome to the show, Joe.
What's going on, guys?
Not much. What's going on with you? Tell us a little bit about Gold's Detailing, what you do.
Yeah, so I started detailing when I was 18 years old on the side, small businesses for my friends. And then I always had the passion for cars, and it kind of went along with, I wanted to race cars when I was younger, but didn't have the money to do that. And I always knew I wanted to be somewhat involved with cars. I kind of stumbled across detailing because I felt like doing detailing, you kind of meet a lot of people that have higher end cars. I felt like that was a good way to get my foot in doing that. So yeah, I started it when I was 18 years old, going to school, graduated in 2018, started at Brookdale. I started in criminal justice to kind of want to be a cop. And I didn't have like owning a business on my mind back then because I wanted to be a cop. So 2 years into Brookdale, I changed my major into business because I just didn't want to be a cop anymore. With everything going on with cops, I didn't want to deal with being recorded or saying the wrong thing. Not that like I feel like I would. I feel like there's always something you have to worry about. God forbid you get shot with people today.
That's a worry
with
too.
A family.
Isn't that funny how it's, I don't want to be recorded. Yeah, you don't worry. Think about getting shot anymore. Yeah. It's like, I don't want to be on social media doing something stupid.
Yeah. So then I changed over to business. And then as I was kind of in school, I was working at Freehold Dodge, kind of getting cars ready to be for sale. And I felt like I always had like good management skills or good like leadership just from what I had to do for my day-to-day like job working there, what I had to do, responsibilities in school. So then I changed over to business, kind of put me back a little bit because I had to catch up on classes. So I started working at my first detailing shop, I believe when I was 21. I started doing that and I really enjoyed it. And I was kind of doing jobs for my neighbors on the side, kind of just learning how to detail, working on my own cars, my parents' cars, my neighbors' cars. And I found out like you could make good money in it. And I always thought that I had a good job, like I always did a good job with it. So 21, I was working at a detailing shop for, I believe, a year and a half. I was there. And then COVID hit. Might be thrown off of my years.
Yeah,
it's COVID 2020?
COVID hit 1920.
Yeah.
Right, 2020.
So then
He said 21.
Oh, he said 21.
Yeah, it did. I'm a little thrown off from then. It was the shot that got me. But
the shot.
The shot. You got the shot?
The COVID shot, yeah.
Oh, man.
I didn't get any boosters. I got the 2 shots.
How old are you now?
I'm 24. I'll be 25 in 2 weeks.
Yeah. So 2019 into 2020, you were working at a detail shop.
Yeah.
2020, I met you.
2020, you met me.
You were still in school.
Yeah.
And you were just starting to go off on your own.
Yeah.
And I remember we had a bunch of conversations over the last 4 years.
Yeah.
About.
I came to your house.
Yeah, we sat down and talked, right?
Yeah. I remember you gave me like a couple things to think about and have ready when I came to see you.
You sat in my office at my old house downstairs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He asked if he could spend some time. We probably spent like an hour together.
Yeah.
I told him what books to read, what to do, how to go out there, and just really go out there and shine. I thought you did a great job, and now today, this is all you do.
Yeah, this is all I do. I mean, I always struggled in school, so I just was building it as the years gone on. It's like I always had like 2 classes in the summer, and I just never was able to do it full time because my mind was focusing so hard and getting that project done, doing good, like on exams coming up. So I graduated this past spring and I've been doing it full time. And I just really like took a step back and be like, this is what I want to do. I want to have a shop at like this amount of years. I want to be in a shop like in the next like year and a half. So I want to have another van coming up, be in the shop, and then have enough money coming in to support me.
If I remember correctly, didn't you sell your quad?
I didn't sell
But
it.
you were going to.
I was going
You're
to.
going to fund your business,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But then I was doing well.
Then you're doing good. And I
Yeah.
just said, no, just charge more.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you used to race quads, right?
Yeah. I used to race
So you had
quads.
this nice quad that you had built, and you had talked to me. You said you were going to sell it. I wasn't sure if you did or not. I was like, bro, you just got to charge more, get in front of more places. And then
Yeah.
I remember you were like, oh, I'm busy with school. I got to study. And I'm like, bro, you know what I mean? Like, that's the part of entrepreneurship. You just got to
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah.
And I remember you calling you a few times to get my car done, and you're like, I got school. I'm like, bro, I need my car washed. And then you figure it out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I would put pressure on you without you even knowing, because if you didn't show up to wash my car, I'd hire somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be like, Joe, I need it done. And you're like, well, I could do this day. All right, well, I can't do this day. Well, this is what I could do. And you would make it happen.
Yeah.
And I would put pressure on you without I was putting pressure on you just to test you,
Yeah.
to see if you would come through or not.
Yeah.
And then you would either fail or pass, and you passed because I gave you no option. You gave me excuse and pushback because you were busy with school and you had to study. My car needs to get washed, bro. You're my guy. I don't care about school. You know what I mean? And then you came through and you did it.
Yeah.
Right now your schedule's crazy, but booked.
Yeah.
Right. If I need my car washed, you're like, hey, I'm booked out for a week and a half, 2 weeks. But how did that come about? Like, now, how are you balancing all that? Like, from going to school, part-time doing this, now you're like, can't even keep up. And you have these goals. Anthony talked about before, you put it on your intake form about, I didn't even see what it was, but you having these stages of where you want to go. How are you getting to a point right now where that pivotal point where you go from part-time business to full-time business? Now you're not only like running your business, you're owning your business, and you're growing your business.
Mm-hmm. So when I graduated, I kind of, like I said, took a step back. This entire year is focusing on social media, posting every single day. Any job that I do is getting recorded for pictures, short clips, just to get exposure and just to show people what I do. So the whole year is focusing on retaining customers, keeping in contact with them, like making an Excel sheet of like, kind of like an account for you, like your age, where you are, like a guess around like how much you make, just so I could really like focus my like advertisements towards that like age group, that income or that area. So I just been working really hard with that. I got the whole camera set up. My camera setup's about, I mean, like it was hard. It was like $3,000 for a camera, the lens for it, editing software. I mean, business is more just than going out to do the job. You got to learn the back end of it. You got to learn how to be a photographer now, be an editor, be a marketing analyst, being good at posting those videos to get that like engagement. So I've been working really hard with that this year. I've definitely been seeing a lot more people come in with that. So I've been seeing a lot of people come in, seeing my videos online, messaging me, be like, hey, I want to get this job done. I love this video that you did. So then I get them right on the schedule. And even just messaging people online. Like I'll follow a business and then I follow all the people that they follow and I'll just reach out to them and message them, see what they have in their account. If they have a car, I'll message them like, sick car, I'd love to work this out with you. And then discounts is a huge thing too. You gotta build that trust.
I want a discount if you do Anthony's cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, two things that I thought were very important that both of you said. One, I thought it was spectacular how you justified being an asshole to him. Love that. Two, you're a saint. And also two, you said that it hurt and it was hard to buy a $3,000 camera, get yourself ready. But you still did it. And I think you realized at some point, well, this is the cost of doing business. How did you come to that conclusion?
That's a big thing that Dan taught me as well. He's like, if you want to grow, I mean, even going back to him telling me to sell my quad, it's like you got to give and take. You sell the quad, you get, let's say you got 10 grand for it. You put that back into your business, and then you get the money back. I bought that $3,000 camera, but it's going to bring me back so much more money because now I didn't have the good quality to post online to get all those people in to see like the great work I have. Because it's different to when you're using your phone. It's not as engaging than it would be on the like good quality camera. Putting that money into camera setup, putting that money into a whole trailer that I have. And I even was weighing the options between putting a logo of just Gold's Detailing.
I remember he called me about that. He's like, should I wrap the trailer or should I put a logo? I'm like, just wrap it, bro. It's your advertisement. People see you going on the road, the logo, they're gonna see more trailer than sign. And he pulls up and I'm like, wow, bro, it looks awesome.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, you told me to do it.
Yeah, I believe just the logo was $500, but then my entire trailer would have just been white and the logo. So then I got the whole entire trailer completely wrapped. The whole front of it is gold, and then it has a slant, and then the rest of it's black, and then my logo is in the front half. But I spent an extra $1,200 to get that done, but now that's catching people's eyes. So I'll be driving down the road, and people will like catch it, because I feel like if you see a white trailer with just a logo on it, it's like any other landscaping company, or that's just gonna like, oh, that's just another white plain trailer I'm not gonna look at. But when you see a fully wrapped trailer that's gold, that's black, that has a sick car on the side, that's going to catch your eye. And I've got plenty of calls from that trailer being wrapped, and I fully think it's because it's eye-catching the way it is. So me spending the extra money is beneficial for me, rather than saving the $1,000.
I'm super aggressive to him, bro. I have no
I can tell.
no holds barred. But listen, he came to me for advice. I shoot it to him how it is. He can listen or not listen. And at the end of the day, like, I'm going to tell him what he needs to hear, not what he wants to hear. And ever since I started doing that, he's been listening, and his business is growing. It's little things. Like, you want to cheat yourself at the beginning, you're going to cheat yourself at the end. It's the outcome of the input that is the results that you're not looking for if the input is so small. But if you put the input in, the outcome's going to be bigger. Now,
What I find interesting is we're talking about wrapping the vehicle. We're talking about buying a digital setup, camera setup, $3,000. I will disagree, respectfully, that you don't need the $3,000 setup. You don't need the wrap job. However, the interesting thing about it is, because they shot an entire movie on an iPhone, right? They shot several thousands of commercials on iPhones. It has been done with record-breaking views and returns on your original investment. However, the thing I find interesting is this, that you spend the $3,000, you're already seeing dividends on that investment, right? You already said earlier, somebody said, I'm interested in your work based on your video. So you're seeing a return. And I think that return is based on you've put money in, so you're expecting money out. Because now you're invested. You're physically invested with your capital that you worked hard for, and now your goal is to make sure that you get something out of it. It's just like what we discussed with the mastermind group, right? People stop showing up because it's free. Nobody shows up. No one's committed. No one does the homework. They're just not fully involved. Now, when you have to pay $500 to show up for a meeting, you're intent on focusing on every single word that comes out of every single person's mouth because you're invested there. And I think that's what this shows here, is that you're invested, which is the most important thing in any business owner, is being invested in your business, because your business is going to pay dividends. It's a money-making machine.
You don't need to wrap, but it was the easiest thing way for him to advertise, because he's driving up and down streets. He's in neighborhoods. He's parking his thing in front of people's houses, and people are seeing him wash. So it's the easiest digital commercial for him that has been printed and put as a poster board for everywhere he is, and it's creating dividends for him. He's not spending money on marketing and Google ads and all that, because people are seeing him in neighborhoods and they're stopping by and they're catching his number, taking a photo. So that's why it works for him. But in like your company, my company now, like I don't need to wrap my trucks. My old trucks were wrapped and it was a great logo. But at the end of the day, like I have ongoing business. I can show up with a white truck. Mm-hmm. But I think for him, he takes photos of whatever car he does. He's got his logo in the background. It's a great backdrop for him, and it helps portray the image. And he's got a Porsche on the side of he's got a Porsche on the side of his trailer in the logo. So it looks really good. It's really classy. It's really unique, and it really brings a presence to like super class and what he's trying to do, I believe. So I think in his case, for now where he is, it's great. You definitely didn't need to buy a $3,000 camera. We had with these cameras that we have here were like $800 or something, and the next one up was almost $3,000.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
And they do the same job. But you should have called me on that one. I would have told you.
I knew I was buying it eventually.
I know, I'm just
you know,
kidding.
I do use it for other stuff as well.
Yeah, I'm just
personal
messing
life.
I don't want to know about your OnlyFans. So exactly what and what Dan said earlier, because we all discussed it. I love the way the information that you put in your intake form, and I honestly have never seen it before. Out of 30 plus guests that we've had, nobody's actually laid out, well, I'm going to do this, 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 and this. And it's filled with a lot of maybes and if this, then that. And then Dan gets on him because maybe it is not in his vocabulary. Neither is hope. Neither of our vocabularies. So when you put that information on the form and laid out essentially your 5-year plan, how did you come up with your 5-year plan, and what made you kind of solidify it inside of the form?
I guess the 5-year plan that I have, because I want to have a family and a house and a shop that will just bring in income to where I don't have to be a slave to 9 to 5 for a corporate. The business is longer than 9 to 5 as well. You'll be working at the shop all day, and then you come home, and then you got to answer customers. You got to organize the next job. You have to think about the next steps as to where to put your business. So if I want all of these things in life, let's say it be like a house for my family one day, a stable job, a business that's going to support me for the rest of my life.
You want a stable job or you want a business? Because if you have a business, it's not a stable job.
Yeah, it's not.
You gotta make a
Sure is
decision.
not.
Those are
Like
two
that.
different things. You could work for you or you could have a business.
Yeah, but a well-off business, I guess would be the better wording with that. But for me to get there, I feel like I need to have a set plan for each year that comes. So let's say I'm working on this whole year to be networking myself at events, trying to meet new people and kind of just work hand to hand with business owners and thinking about how I can make my tactics better to get me where I need to be. Again, posting way more on social media, keeping in contact with more of my customers, and really trying to get to that higher client work. So that is my first year plan. So next year, I'm hoping to be into getting more into a shop. I mean, I was looking at a shop with your son. Yeah, we were looking to get into that. I know that didn't work out with zoning, and he's working great too. I know he said that he was getting to another shop, possibly doing more of the corporate work. Yeah. So it's a lot.
A 5-year plan is cool. I didn't read your 5-year plan. But what we need to do is we need to figure out, here's our 12 months. Here's our first year, second year, third year, fourth year, 5 year. How do we execute the first 12 months and get it done in 8 months so I can start planning my attack for the next 24 months and take my 5-year plan, turn it into a 3-year plan. Because the next 5 years, you're not going to make any money if you're consistently just trying to climb uphill. But the first 2 years, you're going to reinvest all your money. It's good that you still live at home, right? Mm-hmm. So you're going to reinvest all your money to what you need to do and find ways to angle yourself. You're going to start paying people within the next 12 months to do things for you, even though you're not going to want to and you're not going to listen. Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell you right now, you editing your videos is going to stop. You're going to send all your raw shit out to someone in the Philippines, and they're going to charge you $9 an hour, and for $30, you're going to have content for an entire week. And you just freed up your time. You're going to get a call center, or you're going to get someone to filter your calls so that people are calling you while you're washing cars and you're missing appointments. So you're going to get a calendar on days that you can clean and areas that you are cleaning in, and you're going to get people to book stuff for you. And this is how you're going to become better once you let go of the things that you're doing that are tying you down. Because if you're out there in a field and then you're in the office and then you're editing videos, and you're doing all this shit, bro, you're going to burn yourself out in the next 12 months. And going to all networking events is just going to be like a blur, because you've like taken yourself in a position where you've done everything, and now you're like, all right, well, I haven't grown because I'm still doing everything, and I have all these people calling me, and I don't know how to handle it. So we need to focus on how to systematize your business, outsource the things that you're not good at or you're not fast at, and keep you good at what you're doing. You're a master of your craft, bro. You're the cook in the kitchen. You're the guy out there cleaning the cars, doing the stuff. You got other guys working for you. I saw you're going to teach these guys how to do what you do. That way, now you have another van. Because right now, if you brought in another van, you don't have enough talent out there. You're the only guy. Mm-hmm. You're the van pulling the trailer. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we have to make sure that we create exactly what you want to create together, and let you be a 5-year plan into a 3-year plan, but it's going to be execution for the next 3 years, like, bro, hardcore execution. And you're going to miss shit. Like one time I told you, hey, come over to my house for a barbecue. You're like, I got to go to a family party. Bro, my house barbecue is better than your family party. And I'm going to tell you why. You came to my house once. The people you met. Listen, your family will always be there, but you're going to have to sacrifice things in life to be able to caliber up. And if people are telling, hey, we're going to go out on my boat, or we're going to go out on a yacht, we're going to do this, and you're like, oh, I have to go to my cousin's graduation party. Well, you're better be missing your cousin's graduation party, because the opportunities on that boat, I'll never forget when you told me you couldn't come to my house because you had to go to a graduation party or something. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, dude, I have like billions of dollars in my backyard. What are you doing? And then I called you and I'm like, bro, you don't even know what you missed. And you're like, I'll be at the next one, right? Because I created fear of loss. Mm-hmm. So for the next 3 years, 4 years, every single thing that is not optimizing your business and making your business greater needs to be off the table. Your friends are graduating from college. If you have a big client that you need to clean their cars, guess what? You're cleaning those cars. You're going to miss things, and you're going to do things to prioritize what it is you're trying to grow, so that way you can live the life you want to live 5 years from now, because you sacrificed. So that's going to be the biggest thing for you, is sacrifice. You have a girl. Your girl's sometimes with you, working with you.
Yeah, she helps.
She helps you.
Yeah, she does.
That's awesome.
She's there.
So that's good that you have that, but you want to build a family. There's going to be times where you maybe have a baby in 3 years. I don't know how early you want to have kids, but there could be opportunities. Or your girl's got a family party and you got a booked up Saturday. Your girl's got to go by herself. Mm-hmm. Many times, like when my kids were little, I wasn't there, but I was building what I had to build. Anthony's lucky right now. He doesn't have kids. So he's able to build his empire, work whenever he wants, do what he's got to do. But if he ultimately had kids, he'd have to figure out, like, I'm not going to sacrifice my children, but I'm probably not going to go to that 1-year-old's birthday party, because that doesn't matter. I'll send my wife. You know what I'm saying? So there's things that you have to do, and just patterns that I've seen throughout you, that you have to disengage in parts of your life to re-engage in what's important, so that you can get all your wheels spinning. Because, dude, even if you would have just came to that one party for an hour and been late to the other party and did 2 things in one day, the caliber of people or the relationship you could have made in that one day could have turned you on to accounts that you would have never thought possible.
Yeah. And I think when you taught me that, it kind of awoke or like sparked something in me that now going forward, I have not gone to events that might have been like that I wanted to go to. I've been going to a lot of networking events where I have met a lot of successful people. And so I feel grateful that you taught me that. And I feel like that came with growing up as well. Yeah. And like realizing what it takes to be a business owner. Because I never thought it took what you taught me.
Right.
I just thought, like I'll have a business, I'll show up, I'll do the work, I'll keep in contact with my customers. I never thought it took what it takes. I mean, he's taught me so much that I never knew, and you just got to be there 24/7. And I'm still learning so much of it, and I'm still pushing away things that I want to do for myself, like go to an event, go to that, because I know for me to be where I want to be in the future, it's going to take me now putting in all the work that I need to do.
Yep, until you get people in those spots.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got to sacrifice. It's either sacrifice now or sacrifice later, right?
Yep.
Sacrifice comes, you have to pay the toll at some point.
They say short-term pain for long-term gain, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
You're young, bro. You still live at home. There's nothing that serious in your life right now. A party, a this or that. I mean, it's not your kids. You know what I'm saying? It's not your wedding. If it's a funeral, it's different depending on who it is. If you haven't seen a person in X amount, I have a rule. Like if we haven't talked in a year or two, I'm probably not going to show up. You know what I mean? Why? Like that's where people go and talk about I never want to have a funeral, because every time I've been to a funeral or a wake, it's like everyone's sitting there bullshitting, talking about the past, when the person who's dead you're supposed to be visiting has got nobody around them. I don't believe like people do things for the right reason, and then they're like, oh, you weren't at such and such wake. I was busy, and such hasn't talked to me in 5 years. What do I need to be there for? You know what I'm saying? Like maybe like I think differently, but if I had nothing to do, maybe I'd be there. But if I have business to attend, my kids got something, or I have something on the calendar, and then you have to see priority of life, how things are. And I'm not saying that the deceased people aren't important. It's just how important were they in your life at that time?
Sure. That I would agree with that. Took me back for a minute. I was like, damn, if I die,
No, it's
gonna be at my wake. I ain't never gonna know.
no, it's how important were they in your life at that time? People invite you to weddings. Like, I haven't talked to you, a cousin of mine, in 10 years. You're gonna invite me to your wedding. What am I coming to your wedding for? You're gonna talk to me or reach out to me. We don't connect. I'm not coming. For what? Because that's the family thing to do? Fuck out of here.
Fungal.
I came to your wedding. It was cool.
You did. Gonna come to the next one?
No.
No.
To the next
he
one.
said
One
no.
gift, one gift, one
Damn,
gift.
holy
I'm gonna
shit.
come empty-handed.
Okay,
I
I'm not-
already paid you up.
That's fine. I'm not going. I'm not having another one anyway. Don't get married. But so detailing, right? Let's talk a little bit about detailing, right? We're here talking about Gold's detailing. Joe, tell us the most important thing about gaining a new customer and the product that you produce.
Always making sure the customer is happy. I don't have many customers reach back out to me. Oh, you missed this, you missed that. I need to come back. I always take before pictures. Let's see if I see something broken or I see a scratch. Always take before pictures. Always take after pictures. So they could see the transformation that their car went through and see what they're paying for. So I feel like that's always been something that my customers value, seeing where their car was before and seeing after. And I really always try to make sure that my customers are always happy. I said, you ever have a problem, you let me know. I'll make it right. I also try to be personable with my customers. Remember things about them, like whether it be in their life, things that they tell me about, just to not make it so much as just a transaction for money. I want them to feel like they have value. And I always write things down that my customers tell me in like my spreadsheet so I remember it. So when I get a call from a customer, I remember what they had a party and what they have going in their life. I ask them how this is going, just to keep that relationship so they feel.
I just thought of a dope idea for you.
What?
Get Gold's detailing cards, handwritten cards, thank you cards. And then when you're done detailing someone's car, leave it on their seat, signed by them. Thank you for the business. Thank you for trusting in me, something. And maybe like 10% off your next job, but just something in there like that. And you signature, real signature. Thank you. What I mean, it was a pleasure. Thank you for trusting in me, a new customer. Dude, nobody's doing that.
No, I mean, I've written some handwritten letters to customers, and I get handwritten letters back. Yeah. And it's the most rewarding thing. You open up, you forget, like open up a letter, and it's like a piece of fucking loose leaf, and like, oh shit, and you read a letter.
Like, think about something. You're not just a customer. You're a part of the Gold family forever.
Yeah, you're treating them like family.
Make something in the card,
way.
and then handwrite something. It was a pleasure to work on your whatever car. I hope that, I hope, like, the outcome that I see is something I know you'll truly be happy with. Look forward to your next wash, whatever. Just write something, but have some kind of slogan in there, like, thank you for trusting in Gold's detailing.
I think it's a lost touch, right? Building a business. In order to build a business, it's essential that you could build relationships. Period. There's no way around it. Anyone who doesn't do this will have a very short career in whatever it is that they do. It doesn't matter if you're making Hallmark cards all the way to detailing someone's car or building them a fucking house, right? It matters none. It's all about the relationship. And I think that even with being so new in business, you have recognized that, and maybe it's just a product of your person and not necessarily a need of the business, but I definitely applaud you for realizing that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it means a lot. And I have cards I put in the car when I'm done with it. They're not handwritten, but I think that's something that could definitely.
How do you get a card, bro? Because I'm an ongoing guy.
I have to print 100 for him. I would run out.
He's gonna run out. He's gonna spend more on cards than he makes.
I do gotta say, like, he came like a few weeks back, and it like started raining, and there was like water spots, but it was like from the rain or whatever. And I'm like, bro, it's just like shit. My black truck. He's like, I'll come back and take care of it. And he came back and take care of it. I mean, like, I didn't want him to. Like, I'm like, bro, it's all good. He goes, no, I'll take care of it. You know what I mean? And like, he came back, rewashed it all. And he's like, I know it looked good. I have pictures, but like, he came here. I think I was outside doing something. I didn't even know he was here. And he's like, it's about the rain. You want me to do this? I think I could beat the rain. And I wasn't like, by the time he had already gotten started, by the time I got back to him. And car's black, bro. And I was like, this fucking thing looks like shit. But Joe's good. Joe, this is not your work, bro. He's like, dude, it's the rain. I have pictures. But he's like, yeah, I'll come back and do it. You know what I mean? It's not like around the corner. But he came back and done it. And I refer him to whoever needs it. I refer him to you.
Yeah, you did.
Dude, I talk super highly of you. We were driving to New York. I'm like, yo, this kid come take care of all my shit, whatever it is, and whatever I need. He's good. He's efficient. Stuff looks brand new when he's done. I think Anthony had a question that he was leaning on, but he turned direction. What would make somebody hire you instead of hiring the next guy?
Like I said, it has to go into your quality of work and the price. I was working at shops where they charge $1,600 per job, that I'm charging $700, $800 per job, but I'm doing the same job quality but better. You're paying for the same thing but less. But coming up in a small business, I think it's something that people like to give back to. Seeing a kid graduate from Rutgers, I have that on my website, and I've had people actually choose me, seeing that I just graduated from Rutgers. I'm a small business. They want to help me. So I think it's a combination of price, quality, being personable to the customer, and making sure that they're happy with every single job that comes through.
So you've worked for shops that were $1,600 and you're $800, let's say. You're mobile. They have a shop. They have overhead. You really don't.
Yeah.
What happens to your price now when you go get a shop?
The price is definitely going to have to go up to pay those expenses coming in. But as time goes on, the customers that you want they're going to stand by you. I feel like we'll, I guess, understand the reason as to why prices go up, and they love your work, so they'll stand by that you have all these new expenses for a shop. I mean, shops aren't cheap. I remember when me and Dan were looking, they could range from $1,600 to higher. I mean,
customer loyalty is so underrated, completely underrated. What costs $1,600? I'm sorry, a
Probably
detail?
ceramic coating or whatever, or something like that.
Yes, ceramic coating, fixing the paint correction,
whatever.
removing.
Is that you do ceramic coating too?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so run down a list of services that, because the audience doesn't know. Shit, I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm actually certified now in Geon. Geon's like a top brand of coatings and detailing supplies that I just got newly certified in, so that's a huge deal. I took up the radius of the shore area, so I could offer warranties through the company, and I also warranty it myself every single job that I do. We have 2-year, 5-year, and 10-year coatings. The 10-year is exclusive. No regular person that doesn't have the certification can buy it, so you can only get it through me. But ceramic coating is just essentially like another form of clear coat on top of the paint. It's got self-cleaning properties. It's going to be scratch resistant, making the car look cleaner. So every time I come do a wash for you, the car is going to look cleaner for extended time because the dirt has a harder time sticking to it. So every time it rains as well, you'll see the water like beaded up on top of the paint. And it just protects it. It makes it look glossier for longer. So we have that aspect. The second aspect would be paint correction. That's taking out any fading, swirls in the paint. When the sun hits the paint, you ever seen spider webs? It looks like spider webs around like the sunlight. That's swirling. So paint correction, you're like refining the paint and like taking little tiny grades off of the paint to get to. You're taking off a little bit of clear coat to get more of a glossy shine, but it's not as aggressive as wet sanding. It's more the cheaper option than repainting an entire car. So I could fix your paint at more than half the price of what it costs to paint the entire car again. So as far as the interior goes, then we have shampoo extraction, taking stains out of seats, making the car smell good again, steam cleaning, plastic protection. I mean, the list goes on, and then in the future, I want to get into window tints. I want to get into wrap, the clear film, and there's a lot to get to.
So I think it's unique that you're mobile and you're going to go into a shop. Are you going to keep the mobile aspect?
Definitely, yeah. I want to have at least 2 to 3 vans going out doing washes only, and then more of the specialty jobs like paint correction, ceramic, and in the future, I want to have window tint and wraps. I want that to be in the shop only.
So I know one guy, I'm not going to mention his name on his podcast, but I'm going to let you follow him and kind of mimic what he's doing. He's taken a big piece of the market, the way he markets, his branding, and he started from one van. I think he's got like 8 now. And it's just how he's bringing himself to market. I don't want to mention him on this podcast because this is your podcast, but after the show, remind me, I'll tell you who he is. And then you can follow who he is and just kind of like look at what he's doing. Listen, in business, bro, plagiarism's key. If someone's if someone's doing something that's working and successful, you're allowed to mimic it as long as you're not stealing their name, their website, their phone number. You're just taking their idea, and you can help implement it into what you're doing to be able to expand yourself to a point. I think he did it in like 2 years. He went from 1 van to 8 in 2 years.
That's impressive.
And he's got a full-time job.
It's impressive.
He doesn't even clean cars. We'll help you out there.
So being so young in business, both in starting your own business and being a young man, what does keep you up at night?
Dan in the back of his head.
Yeah. Missing the appointment.
Dan messaging me about his barbecue. I guess feeling like it won't all work out one day. That's what keeps me up at night. Thinking that, because it is a risk. Coming out of school, not doing the internship like most of my friends are doing, not taking that job, putting all that time to myself, believing in myself that this business is going to work in the future. So that's what keeps me up at night, like thinking that I could put all this time and money into it and it could crash at any moment.
Any of your friends give you shit?
No, I don't.
For not
encouraging?
showing up, for not being around? They all encourage you?
Yeah.
It's a good group.
That's a good supportive group.
That's a
It's
good
important
group.
who you pick as friends. I have a lot of friends that stand behind me, as long as all my family members who stand behind me, and my girlfriend and her family.
Do any of your friends call you to detail their car?
Yeah.
Do they pay you, or they want a discount?
Yeah, they pay me. I give them a little discount
Yeah.
for friends, but
Got
you know,
it.
they always like treat me well. They know they're getting a discount. They always give me tips and take care of me, but they're always there to help me too. Let's say, because I've had friends come help me even when I came to your house. If I need help in the job where I have 4 cars in the day, they'll come and be there for me. As well as my girlfriend. Like she worked with me the entire summer, coming out and doing the job, and she does a great job.
And you don't just do cars; you do boats, you do jet skis, you do
jet skis,
motorcycles,
Yep.
anything. So I think what keeps you up at night is what keeps everyone up at night. But you have so much reward in front of you. I mean, dude, you live at home right now. Like, you really have nothing to worry about. You know what I mean? You have a truck payment. You got some insurance. So your risks are at such a minimum. So right now, you should be the biggest shark in the water, doing everything that you can because you really have nothing to lose. And I think ultimately when you're in a position where you're young, because I started when I was young, and I remember my parents wanted me to get a job. They wanted me to go to in a union and do this, and my time expired. They're like, hey, you got like 6 months to get a job, and I'm like, I'm going to business for myself. I extended my 6 months to 2 years, and I was like, peace, I'm out. But it allowed me enough time to live there, show them, prove to them what I was doing, but it also allowed me to save money and do what I got to do. So you're in a fortunate spot right now where what you do is very much needed in the marketplace. If you could show up uniquely in your space and be someone of significance and be able to deliver to the market what everybody else isn't doing, your customer service is great, your quality of product is great, your finished product is great, and you do what you do when you say you're going to do it. And if you continue to do that, I ultimately know that 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, it's going to be unbelievable. We will have talks again, I'm sure, in the future. I'm going to make you pay for those talks because they're going to be more valuable. The first talks were free. But these are going to be some of the best talks you can ever have. But you have to go through these points of life where you grow into the place, into the person that you need to be. And I think, number one, being surrounded by friends like that, you have a good group of friends as well. Being surrounded with supportive people is one of the best places you could start.
I'm extremely grateful, for all the talks that we've had and taking your time to put me give me pointers of where and tips of where I need to be. I'm extremely grateful for that, and extremely grateful from like the family. And I know there's like less fortunate and don't have like the resources to be like where they want to be. So I always feel grateful as to where I am. I mean, I was in Puerto Rico, and me and my girlfriend, we took a drive like an hour out of San Juan, and just seeing a lot of like vacant houses for some reason just made me like really grateful of the opportunities that I have, because there's a lot of people who would kill to be in a spot that I'm in, that you guys are in. So not taking taking advantage of the spot that I'm in, being at home, having all these supportive people around me, definitely just motivates me to where I need to be in the future.
Awesome.
So I've just been working really hard, and it's humbling seeing that no matter where you are.
Work really hard, take big risks. I mean, now's the time, right?
Yeah.
There was this one, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I forgot who said it. I think maybe it was Alex or Mosey, but he said, in the very beginning, you spend a little bit of money and take a ton of risk. And then when you get there, you spend a shit ton of money and you take a little bit of risk. You're at the point where, like Dan alluded to, it's like, take the biggest risk that you can right now, baby, because this is the time.
Yeah.
So my buddy who was just on the podcast before you, like, same thing. He's like 4 years younger than me. I believed in him years and years ago. He took my advice. I encouraged him. Bro, dude's worth millions and millions of dollars today because somebody believed in him. I believe in you. I know you can do it. And many people come to me. But there is a fine tooth when it comes to this position of where I play in people's lives. Like my son, bro, I could beat him till I'm bloody, but he doesn't listen to me. He'll come down and talk to him and ask him advice. I'm like, bro, I've been fucking telling you the same thing. So at the end of the day, like, take the information that you're getting from the people that are giving it to you and utilize it. And just know that even some other people who are trying to give you information, maybe your parents are probably super supportive. Just take whatever it is, and as long as it's supportive, and keep it in your lane and use it. Because sometimes we take and misdirect information that's used for our good and don't use it, and it ends up being for our bad. So I appreciate you listening to me. I think it's helped you, but more importantly, it's you. You're the one who's going after it. You're the one who's doing it. All you've done is ask me questions, and I give you advice. And I'm going to tell you the hard truth, no matter how you ask it. Mm-hmm. If something should be done or not done, I'm going to tell you the truth. And it's up to you to listen, but you don't have to listen to me because I'm nobody. But at the end of the day, like, this is where we all were. I'm sure there's things that people have told you that you didn't listen to and you wish you did. There's things that people have told me. But I think the good thing about it now is that you have a good supportive corner. I didn't have a supportive corner. I had to go out there and find my people, and I had to go through a lot of people, and I have very few people. Like, the amount of people I love and trust, like, in business decisions is probably this many people my entire life, because I know, like, it was hard to filter through those people. So you being in the stage that you are in life and the position that you are, bro, take it and run with it, because it's only going to be to your biggest benefit.
Yeah. What he said.
That's awesome. Yeah. I know I got a long, long road ahead of me, and I'm excited for it.
That's right. That's all it is, man. It's really about enjoying the journey. Because if you don't enjoy the journey, you're never going to get to the destination, whatever that may be. Simple as that. But hey, look, it's been awesome. I have a lot of faith. I know that you're going to do well. You check every single box
100%.
out of even the most successful people that have been on this pod. So take that home with you, put it in your pocket, take it out later and read it again, because you're going to go somewhere, and we're really proud of you.
Yeah, that means a lot.
Let's see how many people that we could get to Gold's Detailing from the show. How do they find you?
You can find me on Instagram or Facebook at Gold's Detailing NJ. My my website is goldsdetailingnj.com. So both of those are great. Give me a follow. Check out my work. Help you guys out.
Yo, he's got cool sneakers that'll match us.
Christmas present.
We're gonna have to rob him before he leaves. They match
What
us.
size are you?
I know. Dan made me walk through the mud today in the rain. He told me come around.
He
to the
details
backside.
shoes. Just leave them here.
Well, Joe, it was awesome having you out here. It's been a pleasure to watch you grow and watch you become the person in your space who ultimately has no market that's not available. Everyone's available to you, and you're doing things outside of what everyone else is doing. and you truly believe in yourself. I think the biggest thing that you have going for you is you believe in yourself. You know where you're going. And you have good people in your corner. I look forward to your success and look forward to watching you. So appreciate you being on our show. Guys, if you're not following us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, go ahead and do so. We really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed Joe's content here today, leave a comment. Helps boost our algorithm.
Appreciate it, guys. See you next time.